I sit alone in the zone, so gone. Just think about the scriptures, knowing I was living wrong. Praying that the Lord forgive me. In this walk I'm going strong. As far as age, yeah, I'm grown, but spiritually a newborn. Not trying to be lukewarm, so weekly we bring it out. Yeah, them trumpets gon' get blown. True colors gon' get shown. If you ain't keeping the Lord and the Father, you never known. I promise I'm going home, just hope it's the first flight. Nightmares are the 2/3, them visions that give you fright. But either way that it go, His will gon' get us right. I'm talking like Lazarus, how the dead can come back to life. And I know it ain't gon' be easy like learning riding a bike. It's more like a marathon and you climbing like on a hike. We suffer from all these curses, so every day is a fight. And when you ready to quit, His Spirit will give you life. It's not the end. It's not the end. Nah, it's not the end. Real life is not the end. It's not the end.
I don't believe I can.
Nah, it's not the end. It's not the end. Nah, it's not the
What's going on, brother? What's going on, my guy? Yeah, any questions, bro? You got any questions? Nah, we here for the people, bro. What's good? Let me know something. You was looking at the information or what? You was looking at the signs and information?
Oh yeah, I was looking at what y'all was on already. I was just looking at it like, okay, you feel me, from a personal perspective point of view. I was just looking at it, y'all.
Okay, yeah, we reading the Bible up here. You believe in the Bible?
I believe in the truth.
What's the truth?
The honest, the truth, real. I mean, in my perspective, you know what I'm saying?
What's the truth that you subscribe to?
Huh?
What's the truth that you subscribe to?
The opposite of a lie.
Okay, give me some context.
But I understand though at the same time we could be tricked too though. I'm believing that we telling the truth, but it could really be a lie. But it could be from a genuine point of view. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
it's about your understanding.
Yeah, because we only know what we was taught, what we experienced. You
I
know
agree.
Just
I
because
agree.
we was taught and experienced from a loved one or somebody that you trust don't mean it was right.
I agree with that.
So in all that, I just take a step back, don't take nothing personal, and just
Ain't nothing personal up here, brother. We grown men up here, bro.
I'm just talking about in the overview of life and the overview of things, though. You get what I'm saying? So I don't take things personal. I understand that everybody got their own perspective. You get what I'm saying? And their own perspective
definitely
is real. You get what I'm saying? Because that's what they believe in.
I mean, like I said, it kind of contradicts what you just said, though. If you were taught wrong and you believe something that was a lie, somebody presents new information to you.
You can die believing in the wrong things, though. You got people that die believing racism is supposed to be. So in that aspect, it is supposed to be. You get what I'm saying?
What do you mean?
Like you got people that really like believe in racism or believe in certain whatever.
You don't have to believe in racism. You just witness it and go through it. Because that's what happens on a daily basis, right? Do you believe racism is something that goes on in America?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
So do you believe that racism exists or no?
Huh?
Do you believe racism exists or no?
I believe everything exists.
Okay. So you reference that something that, okay, it can be real to you, and that's basically what they can hold on to, right?
Right.
But what if that same real or reality aspect, it comes from, like I said, a lie?
That's where I'm coming from.
Okay.
That's what I'm coming. You don't know the lie. Maybe you died with the lie and don't even know, but you believed your whole life that this was fact, that 2 + 2 is 4, but it was never 4.
So where's the
just because everybody or you associate yourself with a group that understand or that push the same dialogue as you don't mean it's real. You get what I'm saying?
Are you talking about us?
I'm talking about life, period. Like regardless what it is.
Okay, so what's your truth then?
It's a whole bunch of groups, it's a whole bunch of lives, it's a whole bunch of worlds on one planet. You get what I'm saying? So your world is your world, that person's world is that person. Everybody got their own shit. And you got people that walk past, well, I was walking past y'all every second with different worlds, different shit.
Well, yeah, of course. We're not here for everybody though, so we're here for our people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Our people need the most help.
Right.
You agree with that? Black people, black and brown, black, Hispanic, Native American? Because that's what I believe our people are. The same people that were conquested and oppressed.
I don't think the people that need help is associated with color. I think
we're not talking about color. We're talking about ethnicity.
It's ethnicity, color.
Yeah.
I think it's more so people mind framing what they've been through. It's not really the color. Like Martin Luther King said, which is a cliche. I don't like to bring it up, but it's the content of their character that you judge. You get what I'm saying? Not because it's a black person or a Hispanic person or any whatever the case may be. You get what I'm saying?
But that's separate from what our mission statement is.
I don't know what y'all mission. That's why I said I didn't want to interrupt y'all emotion.
Well, yeah, like I said, we're here to dialogue with everybody. Like I said, we gotta talk to the wind. We're gonna talk to the wind. If somebody comes up and talks to us, you know, it's all good.
Right.
So we want to inquire what people think. You know, we don't have to agree with what we're talking about, but we're still gonna try to educate them if they listen. You know what I mean? So in reference to Martin Luther King, what was his last quote unquote viewpoint of what he was going through in the '60s during integration? What did he say? You familiar with that?
I'm not familiar with the last thing he said.
Well, after integration happened, he said what? I fear I've led my people into a burning house.
He did, yeah, exactly.
Why though? If it's not about color, what house did he lead him into?
He said a burning house.
Yeah, burning house. Integration is the house.
But
Being buddy and pieced up with white people is the burning house. When we were separate, we had everything. You heard about Rosewood? What's it called? Tulsa, Oklahoma? We had everything on our own. But guess what happened?
we didn't have enough security.
Why?
You gotta ask the person that was running the show.
Well, we're behind enemy lines, sir.
Huh?
We're behind enemy lines.
How you know that? Because you was taught that?
No.
What if we behind our own lines and the enemy deceived us to make us think we behind their lines?
How? We got brought over here in slavery, sir.
If I come in your house, and I kill whoever in the house, but I let your offspring live, and I tell your offspring that this is our house, right? When I leave and come back, they gonna acknowledge that as my house.
Maybe.
But, no, it's not maybe.
Depending on how old the kids are, if they understand or
how
not.
old the kids are, that's all they know. That's all they know. You can keep
So-
a kid, you can keep a kid isolated right from birth until he's 25, 35, 45, or whatever the case may be. But if they not experience the truth or experience other things, and you can still manipulate that person because they don't know. You get what I'm saying? If a person don't stand on anything, you can have them standing on anything. But if a person already standing on anything, you can still have them stand. You still switch up what they standing on.
But you know why that doesn't work?
Huh?
You know why that doesn't work in this context?
Why what doesn't work?
That analogy. That analogy doesn't work.
Why it don't work?
Because we know what happened in history, right or wrong.
No, we don't. We don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened in history?
I don't think we. I don't know.
Did your ancestors get put on slave ships?
You say what?
Did your ancestors get put on slave ships?
I don't know.
Where are you from?
I'm Oakland.
Where are your ancestors from?
My family's from Oakland. I'm from Kansas City.
Kansas City?
But my thing is this.
No, I want to stick to the point. Because you made it seem. Because I can use that same analogy in the opposite direction.
Right.
Because first of all, like our people.
Right.
Do you believe we came on slave ships as a people? West Africans.
I believe it's a strong possibility, but I believe in what I witnessed though, because you could tell me anything.
But you didn't witness what happened in history 300 years ago. Of course, I'm pretty sure 30, 35, whatever happened in 30-something years of your life, or less, I'm not sure how old you are, of course that's your experience, and you can run with that. But we know the historical references that happened in America. America was built off of slavery, rape, rob, and murder, period. That is facts.
Okay, so do you feel like everybody know that?
Of course they do.
So then what are we talking for then? What are we talking about?
But you're trying to make it seem like you can
I'm
get...
not trying to make it seem like nothing. What I'm saying is...
I'm responding to what you said.
Everybody know that. What's understood don't need to be explained. So if everybody know that, and talking is you're going to be talking forever. So if everybody know that, what's the next point? It's
about our people knowing that. Because some people don't care. Because you said, you just try to make it seem like, what's that?
So everybody know the story. So I feel like it come a point in time where you stop bluffing or stop talking and take action. If you're going to talk about...
We are taking action.
Okay, I'm not saying you specifically. I'm just saying in the general mindset.
Yeah.
I'm just saying in general. You get what I'm saying?
But here's the thing. Just a few minutes ago, you were making it seem like, well, you referenced about racism. You know what I mean? You said something about racism, right?
As an example.
Example of what?
Example purposes. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I think I said something on the lines of some people die believing that racism is a
thing.
But it's like a good thing.
Well, racism can be a good thing.
It can be a good thing.
Racism isn't all about violence and beating people up and robbing people. It's about just, I believe the people that are my people can coexist and we can love each other accordingly. Has nothing to do with hate. I just love my people more. That's all it is. I prefer my people. I prefer to be around my people more than white people or Asians or Arabs or anything like that. That's all it is. Now the racism the white men implemented is where the violence comes in. Of course, we can be violent to each other. We can be violent to other nations, but we don't prefer to go that particular route. The point I was trying to make when you referenced the Martin Luther King thing is because he tried to make it seem like, okay, we want to integrate and be peaceful with these people. But the same people that put our people in slavery are the same people that created a system of oppression. So why would we trust these people 200 years after slavery when they bombed our... First of all, we had our own cities, like I said, not just Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had multiple cities across the nation, black cities everywhere. And then they got destroyed. Why? Because the white man wasn't involved. Is that racism? You know they bombed Tulsa, Oklahoma from the skies in America?
Story. Yeah, I know a little bit about that. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Black Wall Street.
Yeah,
we had everything on our own.
Right.
Yeah, and you referenced security because and that's why I said we're behind enemy lines. We weren't born here. Our ancestors didn't come here voluntarily for the most part.
So what's the answer?
The answer is, like we referenced earlier, we're here teaching the Bible, and the Bible references loving each other as you love yourself. As a black man, you consider yourself a black man? Okay. Like, we know what goes on in Oakland, San Francisco. I'm from Sacramento. You know what I mean? Chicago, LA. There's gangbanging, gun violence, and that's what we're trying to dispel. So if you see a fellow black person, whatever color he's wearing, it shouldn't matter. You should love that person. Help him out. That's the community that we should be developing in these last days. We don't have that. We don't have the love of each other. We've been taught to operate like criminals and animals over colors and streets that we don't even know. It's ridiculous.
I think we all need an enemy to be a hero.
I'm sorry?
I think we all need an enemy to be a hero.
You can say that.
I mean, for the most part, most things got the opposite. Like,
but
we're not talking about just Bloods and Crips. We're talking about GDs and Vice
Lords. Yeah.
Or
and that's what I mean.
Whatever other gangs.
Serenos, Norteños, yeah.
Exactly, so it's always that counter, that the opposite.
But that's what we're trying to dispel, though. That's my point.
I don't think...
They're all the same people,
though.
though.
And the Bible also says that there will always be rumors of war, right?
No, it says there's going to be wars and rumors of wars.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
but what's the war over?
But the Bible says there will always be. So
that's not what it says.
What it says?
It's going to be wars and rumors. In Matthew 24 or Luke 24.
All right.
Let's just read that real quick. You know what I want? Go ahead.
And another thing that caught my eye too, because it said Jesus was a Negro, right?
Yeah.
Not a white man.
Uh huh.
But Jesus and God is the same thing?
Excuse me?
Is Jesus and God the same thing?
They're different entities.
They're different entities?
Yeah, the Christian church says that, but we're not Christians as far as the Christianity aspect of people going to the building and learning under a pastor. We don't believe what they believe. Because this Bible is about the Israelites. We believe we're the Israelites of the Bible. Our ancestors wrote this book. It's been propagated as a worldly book. Oh, everybody can come in. Everybody can be saved. Everybody can love each other. That's not what it says in here. It's been taught that way. And that's the same thing you referenced earlier. Circling back. You can be taught a certain thing growing up, and it could be a lie. We're dispelling the lies that people teach about the Bible as well. That's the main thing we're doing up here. You know what I mean? But what was you going to say, brother? What was your name, by the way?
Good intentions.
Good intentions, that's your name? Not a problem. Go ahead. What was you going to say?
I ain't lie. I damn near forgot.
You said Jesus and God were the same people. I'm saying no. They're not the same people. They're not one. There's no Trinity. No, we don't believe that.
Oh, you don't believe Father, Son, Holy Spirit?
I believe in that, but we don't believe they're one entity. No.
But without God, you wouldn't have nothing?
Sure.
So God is everything, then?
I mean, that's a different point. Are God and Jesus the same? No, they're not the same.
I would say they is. I mean, because God. I mean, because Jesus came from God, so it's not like. Yeah. It's just like I'm not my dad, but I'm my dad offspring.
Sure.
So like,
and that's a great point. That's the same thing we believe.
But that's for everything, though.
What you mean?
Everything.
But we're only talking about God here. I'm not sure about everything.
We're talking about God. God is everything, right?
God created everything. Sure.
God is everything.
I mean, what does that mean?
Without God, there wouldn't be nothing. He said, "I'm the Alpha, the Omega." What else he say?
The first and the last, yeah.
The first and last, or something like that. Without me, there wouldn't be, or something like that.
That's a different verse. You're kind of mingling two verses, but I know what you mean. Yeah, you're blending two verses, but I know what you mean, though.
Okay.
But I agree with that. Of course,
Well,
God created everything.
But the way I think about it, if I'm gonna believe in God, I'm gonna believe that He knows all things. So it's nothing to
we
worry
agree with
about
that
because everything is according to His plans. Even though stuff that we don't agree with, like, even though stuff that happened that we don't want to happen, but it's
still part of His will.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But
does that mean it's okay though?
Everything's okay. Everything okay.
So why is there commandments that you can't do in the Bible?
If it's His will, because you got the freedom to go against it. But you
do you?
You do.
Are you a Christian, brother? Because you're trying to go into the Bible and you're basically leaning towards like a Christianity aspect.
Because that's the closest reference that we got to God for the most part. Is the Bible. Like,
well, I can understand that. So you do agree with the Bible. You do. Would you lean on the Bible as far as your morality goes?
I lean on my heart and my mind as far as my morality goes.
So where does God come into your life? When do you follow God? Do you follow God? Or you just reference the Bible in reference to what you were taught?
I don't think I know choices to follow.
But do you follow the Bible though?
I believe choice is an illusion. There we go.
So why do you say you have a free will to do everything against the commandments?
Because most people would understand it at that point, like understand it at that level. When you tell a person, no, you don't really have a choice, then they mind get off. I got a choice to do whatever.
But that's
I
what.
do.
But it all circles back to what you said earlier. You think you were taught something, and it's wrong, and you're basically believing a lie. Of course, people can think a thought. I want to get a cheeseburger tonight, or I want to get a pizza, and they go and get it. They think they have free will to do that, but God already had it in the plans, right or wrong.
100 years ago.
1,000 years ago. So is that truly free will or free choice?
That's what I'm saying. It's no such thing. It's the illusion of
Great.
free choice.
And I agree with that totally.
But you may enjoy your free choice, so it's like, okay, yeah, I'm doing this.
But that's from your personal perspective,
exactly.
Though. Not God's perspective. God already knows everything, like you said. He's omnipresent, omnipotent, all-powerful, all-knowing. And you said that earlier, so we agree.
All-knowing.
But
so all seeing, too, all hearing.
Excuse me?
All
yeah, of
seeing,
course. Yeah. What'd you have? Yeah, give me that.
This is Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet.
Yeah, it doesn't say always. It just says there will be wars and rumors of wars, like today.
The end is not yet, right?
Yeah, this is 2,000 years ago.
Right,
but of course,
we're still talking about wars 2,000 years from now.
Exactly, because it's prophesied war is going to happen right in this time frame. It's already been prophesied 1,000 years ago.
Without life, you don't have no war. I mean, without no war, you don't have life. As long as life is going, you're going to always have friction with groups.
Well, there's going to be
individuals.
There's going to be a time where it ends.
I think that's the time where I mean,
when the Messiah returns, everything is going to be put to a halt.
But he's not coming nice, right?
Excuse me?
He's not coming nice, right?
Yeah, you're right. He coming with a sword. He coming to knock shit down. You know what I mean?
What if he just coming to knock shit down verbally?
I mean,
they say your tongue is a sword.
So verbally, what you mean?
You gonna come with
verbally in what way?
What you doing right now?
I mean, he did that already, and he has his words.
He might do it again.
But that's not what the Bible says. We can read it to you. Give me Revelation 19. I'm sorry?
Who owns the rights to the Bible?
There's no rights to the Bible. What are you talking about?
Somebody look it up right quick. I think I've seen it on social media that somebody owned the rights to the Bible. So why you do it in Europe or something?
How? What does that mean?
Own the rights to the Bible, because you can own the rights to almost everything, right?
But there's different versions. So
I heard you can own the rights to air, like the level. Like if you own this building, I own this building. You can own the top of my name, so I can't build above that.
Sure.
Yeah, so you can own.
But that's different from the Bible, though.
No, but
because the Bible is in every country across the world, except for North Korea, pretty much. And they're trying to ban the Bible from China. So, is the person that owns the rights to the Bible, can he force people to read the Bible in China when they ban it in their country? No.
Well, I mean, no, if it's banned, it's banned.
Yeah. So that's not even the point. The point is, the Israelites wrote this Bible. A white man didn't write anything.
We didn't say, right.
So owning the rights to something, of course, he can have a version.
See if somebody owns the rights. So somebody
what you mean?
Right quick. See if somebody owns the rights to the Bible.
Zondervan owns the rights to the new international version, which is his translation. That's about it. Like, I seen that meme. That was a meme, bro.
Oh, really? Meme? Yeah. Meme scholarship?
Meme scholarship.
What you got? Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 2:4. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares.
He's going to beat their swords into plowshares. What does that mean? There's going to be no more fighting when he comes back. Read.
And their spears into pruning hooks.
And spears into pruning hooks. Instead of war, they're going to be tilling the land, agriculture. So it's going to stop when the Messiah returns. Read.
Nation shall not lift up sword against nation.
Read.
Neither shall they learn war anymore.
That's going to happen in the end when Christ returns. Before he gets that rulership, he has to destroy all the other rulers of the world. Russia, America, China, North Korea, any other quote unquote global power that thinks they're going to rule when the Messiah returns, he's going to have to take them out. That's why it says in Revelation, is a man with many crowns. You read that before? You heard about that?
You said a nation, what?
Give me that Revelation.
What you said? What you saying?
I said when Christ returns, it says in the Bible he's going to return with many crowns on his head. Why? Because you got
that in Revelations?
Revelation. Give me that.
Revelation 19:12, his eyes were as a flame of fire, and his head were many crowns.
Many crowns. Why? He's going to take out all the other rulers of the world. Read.
And he had a name written that no man knew but he himself.
Start up more. Start up at 10.
No, verse 11.
Or 11, yeah, 11.
Verse 11, and I saw heaven open up. I saw heaven open, and behold, the white horse.
Read.
And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True.
Uh-huh.
And in righteousness.
And righteousness what?
He doth judge and make war.
So Jesus Christ is going to come back and make war with people on earth. In righteousness. Why? Because his wickedness running the world right now. Would you say that wickedness runs the world? There's more evil than righteousness?
But it's all according to his plan. So what is evil?
I agree with
God
that.
evil?
No.
Why is he evil when he let evil stuff happen? If I walk up to you and like, but can I kill
Give me
this dude?
Proverbs 11.
If I walk up to you and like, can I kill this dude? And you like, man, yeah, go ahead. I mean, I know his blood on my hands, but is it blood on your hands for allowing me?
No.
It's not?
No. He's a creator. And it's about balance.
Right.
That's why it's balance. If this is all good, it's not even realistic.
So that's my thing when you say war is going to end. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Evilness is going to end.
So it's
Because
gonna
people aren't going to war for righteous things right now. Now, of course, you can think about Gaza and what's going on in Israel. They're bombing innocent people. You know what I mean? But obviously, I do agree it's for a purpose. But it's still like, damn, they killed 50,000 kids. Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? 100,000 people died in 7 months, 8 months. Starved them to death. Bombing them in hospitals. You know what I mean? Of course, from our perspective, it's like, man, that's wild. But God's like, hey, he's just checking off a box. Now, of course, a Christian will be like, oh, that's Satan doing it. That's the devil doing it. Not knowing that.
But the devil can't do nothing that God don't allow them.
100%. And I agree with that as well. But you ask a regular Christian that, they wouldn't agree with that, though.
Do you feel like you got a good and bad in you?
I mean, of course, I'm in my flesh.
Do you feel like the person next to you got a good and bad in you?
Everybody has good and bad in them.
So it's like kind of like the.
But we don't operate in that spirit, though. We know how God views evil and wickedness, and we know what the commandments say.
He made man in his likeness, right?
Hold on. What again?
He made man in his image. So majority of men and women, they got a good and bad side to them.
Yeah, it's balanced.
Would you think that he got that same thing in him? Do you think that he might be the devil and God in the same thing? Because it's like if my name is Eric, if my name is Eric, I might come to you as Thompson and Evie. My name,
okay.
So you know me as Thompson. So I go down the street and I give food or help.
Yeah, different persona to somebody else. Yeah.
To them, but I come to you as something different. So
yeah.
So I'm thinking like it could be the same thing because why would you make the devil if you knew he was gonna trick Eve in the garden anyway? Like why would you do that? You already knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah.
So did you do that? Did you manipulate? You know what I'm saying? Yourself and come through as a slithering devil so you can keep the word of God. Because like if you put a blemish on God, it's like damn, it's hard to trust him. He said this. He said
according
that.
to who?
That's an example.
A blemish on God. There's no blemish on God. We have to understand.
I'm saying we don't associate bad things with God, right?
Why?
Because we don't want to put a blemish on.
Is that what the Bible says?
What do you mean? What
Give me that, Amos.
Before you go to a verse, because what are you talking about?
Because what you're elaborating on,
right?
You might not go to church, but you're regurgitating like dogmatic Christian points.
When you say regurgitate, what do you mean?
Like, God doesn't do evil. God wouldn't do that. God would never do that. He's not evil. He's righteous. God loves everybody.
That's
That
not what
type-
I said, though.
no, I'm just saying the viewpoint and what you're saying. I'm getting that particular dialogue from you, and that's what I'm perceiving that you're saying.
God
Even though you might not agree with that.
I don't think that God is not going to love what He created.
Really?
So I think He loves
Why?
everything that
He
created.
he has all power, right?
So
So that means he can create something and destroy it at the same time, right?
But I mean, yeah.
So that means he has the right to hate what he created, right?
Just because He destroyed don't mean He hated.
No, does he have the right to hate what he created?
Right.
Yeah. So that means he's not evil.
Just because He got the right to hate it don't mean that He hated it. I got a right to run in front of these cars and get hit, but that don't mean I'm going to.
That wouldn't be that would benefit you.
I'm just saying.
But see, you're trying to make a point of reference that,
Right.
like you say, you want to put chinks in the armor of God, and you can't because it's about your
You said put
understanding.
what?
You're trying to put chinks in the armor of God theoretically, even though you're not making an argument, but you're making the points to counteract certain points we're trying to make.
I just like the real. You got so sometimes you got to get dirty to get the real.
Well, no, I'm not saying
Sometimes-
you're wrong for that.
Sometimes you got. I ain't saying that you're saying that wrong, but sometimes you got to shake the cage to wake up the truth. Like,
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like if everybody going the same way, because in the Bible it also say, I mean, if I'm quoting it right, it say many will be called, but few will be chosen.
Absolutely,
That's steep. That's steep. So like,
absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So
And that has more to do with what? Who truly follows, who the world calls
with
Christ,
your
who truly
heart,
calls the
with your
commandments.
heart, though. Yeah, with your
Well, your heart's your mind, though, in the Bible.
Huh?
Your heart's your mind in the Bible. It's not a beating fleshly organ. You
Right.
understand that?
Right.
Your heart is right here.
We associate a heart that's in your chest and the mind that's in your head.
But the Bible's, well, we're going to get the Bible verses. Where you at?
All right,
What was you about to get?
Deuteronomy 32 and 39.
Go ahead. What was he holding?
Deuteronomy
Yeah.
32 and 39. Is that off?
I don't know. Did it die?
Hey, what is this? What's going on over here?
What, the sign? We don't get that. Check. Give me that.
This Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there's no God with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Verse 41. For if I whet my glittering sword and my hand take hold on judgment, I will render vengeance to my enemies and will reward them that hate me.
That's God. God can heal. He can kill. He can kill. He can put him down in the grave, or he can bring him alive. There's testimonies of people that died for 20 minutes, an hour or two, and God brought them back to life. Now that's not normal because usually the oxygen from your brain leaves your brain like what, 5-10 minutes. But of course, God is in control of everything, and it's His will to show His power in certain people, in any person, obviously. But the point is, if you're trying to, God allowed devil to do this, and this, of course He did. That's His prerogative as the Creator. You know what I mean? Give me that.
Proverbs 11 and 1. A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is His delight.
So a false balance is an abomination. So God can't be falsely balanced in His judgment or His creations. If He created somebody to be evil, guess what they're going to be? Evil. It's not about, why would He do that? Because He can. That's the understanding. We're not having gripes about how God operates because we read the Bible. If we see somebody get their head blown off, damn. It's sad, but guess what? God allowed it. You think about, oh my God's evil. Why would He do that? Why would a kid get hit by a car? Why would a kid get raped? And oh my God, like, hey, a Christian, that's Satan. Oh my God, it's so terrible. Of course, it's terrible from our perspective. Still, we wouldn't appreciate that, but we know that God allowed it. Period. God allowed that, whether it's a judgment to that person or He's trying to prevent him from doing something in the future. You gotta understand that. What you got?
Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I am the Lord. I do all these things.
I, the Lord, do all these things. God created evil and righteousness. Balance. There has to be balance in the earth. Now, eventually, like I said, when Messiah returns to the world called Jesus, there won't be any more quote-unquote wickedness at that level. Because there's going to be righteousness reigning under His authority. You know what I mean? So that's how it works. Give me that in Amos. Amos 5, read.
This is Sirach 11 and 14. Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord.
Come of the Lord. Everything comes from the Lord. Would you agree? You agree with that, right? Good and bad. Now, if you want to classify it as a devil operating in that fashion, sure. God created the quote-unquote devil. Or Satan, if you want to call it that. We believe Satan is a spiritual entity. We believe the devil is a white man. That's what we believe. The devil on earth. That's a deceiver on the earth. He operates in a deceitful way ever since he became in power. You know what I mean?
Do you believe that most people, not most people, you ain't got to put the camera on, though. I ain't trying to.
What's that?
But a lot of people take advantage of their power when they're in power, though, right?
Excuse me?
Not just, like, I mean.
What'd you say?
I'm not. Okay.
People take advantage of their power?
Like when certain people in power, they take advantage, but it don't really have to do with they skin color. Not saying like that, but like that, kind of like. Other races take advantage when they're in power, right? It's just the white man is in power in the United States right now. But I feel like if there was another class that was in power, they would favor their class. Like if Hispanics was the president, they run the thing, I feel like the Hispanics would be favored. You know what I'm saying?
Amos 3, 5, and 6.
But we don't know that for sure because we don't have a Hispanic or black people or other people running in the United States. We only have white people that run in the United States.
Well, Obama was quote unquote black, right? What happened with him?
But like, come on now. Like,
What happened?
huh?
What happened with Obama?
You know what?
He had 8 years to do his thing. What
They
happened?
could have gave him 15 years. He would have still did his thing the same way. I feel like he was like. I don't know. It's hard. I don't want to speak on it. So it's hella shit, man. You know, it's hella.
You know what we think about Obama?
What?
He's a puppet.
That's what
All presidents are puppets. All this political stuff, all that's theater.
Wasn't his daddy white too?
His grandfather, Obama's grandfather, is a European. So of course, if you dive deep into the rabbit hole as far as the quote-unquote Masonic temples and occult and Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, all the presidents are related, technically.
So much shape.
Exactly. Whether it's his 9th cousin or 7th cousin or 4th cousin, you know what I mean? That's how they operate. But they want to keep it in the family so they can keep control over people.
Right.
To do their agenda.
Ain't that's right.
And Obama's part of that agenda.
Ain't that's the way you're supposed to do it anyway?
I agree. And that's what we're supposed to be doing on our side of the coin.
So we can't really be mad at the white man then, right?
Why not?
Because it's like, we can only be mad at our reaction to the white man. Like the white man is like you can't be mad at a person that's the champion, like the boxing champion. You can only be mad that you didn't knock him down.
Well, he's going to get knocked out in the future.
Right. But he
It's
has
just
to
a
be
matter of
knocked out.
time.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you always make way for some new ways. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So in that aspect, but is we gonna wait until like, what was we gonna wait to it? Like I don't know. Like, is we gonna wait for Mike Tyson to get old, or is we gonna try to take the belt from Mike Tyson in his prime? You get what I'm saying?
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter.
Eventually, it's going to happen.
That's what-
Because at the end of the day, after we got off the fields in slavery, we started building everything. We had all types of inventions in slavery. You know what I mean? And guess what? Those got stolen, and they created the patent press or the patent system. It's ours now. We own the rights to this. Only we can create it. And if you want to create it, you have to pay us for it now. But the point is, if this is circling all the way back to what you said earlier. If somebody comes to your house, kills your parents, and they raise you for the next 20, 30 years, they don't beat you as much. They feed you. They clothe you. But at the end of the day, they still killed your family. Are you going to forgive them and love them after that?
You don't even know that. You don't even know how it happened. You don't even.
No, you do know how it
probably
happened.
hear stories-
You watched it.
You probably hear stories, but you didn't know it was your family. You didn't know that it was in your house. You probably seen it on the news and it's.
No, I'm talking about your household, your parents, sir. I'm talking about your parents.
But it wouldn't.
It's the same analogy you gave earlier.
No, but it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work if you tell me. If you tell me that you came 30 years ago and killed my family, it's not going to work. Your plan is going to break down eventually.
How?
But if you have me thinking.
How if you're raised under them and they don't tell you nothing?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what you said earlier.
That's the only way it's going to work is if you keep that key point locked up in the vault. And I don't know about it. But the moment I know that you killed my parents, me cooperating with you and me being cool with you go out the window.
So if the history,
You ever seen the Avengers? You ever seen the
Of course.
Avengers? You seen the Civil War?
yeah,
You seen when Perfect and then out. You seen when they was on Iron Man? Iron Man was when he was tripping with Captain America.
of course. I've
And
seen
then
all the
He
movies.
was like, damn, like you betrayed me. Like the whole time you knew who killed my daddy, you ain't tell me.
Uh-huh.
So right at that moment, they went to war. But until that point, it was cool. It's like, I got your back, whatever, I got your back.
But do we know who killed our people in America? Of course we do.
Who
So
let him in the house?
Let him in the house.
who let him in the house? What are you talking about?
Like, who let him in the house? Like, who let him in the house? Or did they just break in the house?
It was
break in the house to get what they want.
it was a little bit of
Somebody let
everything.
them in. Huh?
It was a little bit
So
of
then
everything.
you don't blame the white man for doing what he did. You blame the people that didn't have enough structure. At the end
Wow.
of the day.
Is that what you say?
Well,
Indigenous
if I'm in a
and
house, if I'm in a house, right? If I'm in a house and somebody in my house, let somebody in my house, I don't blame the person that came in as much as I blame the person that let somebody in the house.
So in that sense, you're laying blame at the indigenous feet.
Ain't you supposed to take responsibility?
Yeah, and there's
Ain't
no
that-
justice
as a man,
for
we're
it,
supposed to
'cause it
take
just-
responsibility even at our faults.
I mean, in that sense, you're like, okay, the indigenous, that's their fault for letting the white man come over here.
Right.
They
right,
slaughtered
right,
they
right,
they slaughtered the indigenous.
Right, it's their fault for sure.
They slaughtered
Not-
the indigenous.
Right, so it was my fault for giving you a hug in the first place. I should have kept you over there at bay until I knew who you was and what you had going on. I was too friendly. It's just like a person in a relationship. If I got all the money and I go hang out with this girl and she milked me for everything, that's my fault.
Okay, we can say the
That's my
same thing
fault
with the
for-
brothers in West Africa then.
Yeah.
You can. You can say that for the concept of life. You can say that for whatever.
So we can't blame him for nothing.
Like
then.
we can't.
you blame your
let's
you blame how you
let's
react.
acquit the white man for all their atrocities.
That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy.
No, I didn't say
That's-
that.
that's madness.
I said I believe you can do whatever you want, but you get out what you put in. But you can do whatever you want.
What did the West Africans put in to get put in slavery?
I don't even know nobody from over. I don't even got
Of
no
course you
room
do.
to be speaking on
Of course you do. Your
know
ancestors
what I'm
from
saying?
there.
But what I'm saying is I don't know.
Your great-great-grandfather was
but
in
I'm not in
chains.
tune with that. That's what I'm saying to be speaking.
You don't
accurately on
care?
that. It's not that I don't care. It's not.
You
it's
say you're not
part
in
of my
tune,
life.
so of course you don't care. What?
Life.
You're over here because that's part of your ancestors' life.
Right. But it's not
And-
part of my everyday life. Like I don't.
Every day you're in America is part of your life, sir. This isn't your homeland.
How you know that? It could be.
You know better than that. You know better than that, sir.
I know manipulation runs deeper than we can understand sometimes.
So there's no justice involved, right? They killed your family. You don't find out till 30 years later. Now it's okay because we put ourselves in that predicament to be lied to and not to do enough, right? That's what you're saying? There's no justice for it.
I didn't say that.
Do you believe in justice?
I believe everybody should get what they deserve.
Do you believe the white man needs to be killed for what he did to your ancestors?
Ooh, that's tough. And you know what?
100 million bodies
Let me
gone.
tell you something else. Let me tell you something. We got away because of the white man too, though, right?
Excuse me?
Didn't we get like the Underground Railroad? We was helped by the white people, right?
A few token white people.
Okay, then. So,
Did that help us?
So then, no, I wouldn't say kill the white man then. Because,
Wow.
No, yeah, because
That's ridiculous,
because it
bro.
was the white people that got us out of it too.
How? We're still in America.
They're the ones that designed the whole thing.
They designed everything. They
So
just
they designed the Underground Railroad. They designed to have us believing that we got away when we didn't because they want the
got away
open up
where?
happened.
What do we get away to?
We got away from the bondage, the bondage that they had.
They just changed it. They created prisons after slavery. That's when the first prison started.
Right.
So that's why most black and Hispanics are in jail right now. Because they created laws against us because we didn't have
What's the
anything.
percentage of white people in jail? Or in-
Less than black and Hispanics.
No, they're deep,
I don't think
but
the
because there's a
percentage,
majority.
but like, no, I mean, not the percentage, maybe, but I think the population. I mean, like the
population?
is probably more of them.
Well, white people are majority of America for
Right,
sure.
Right.
And of course, there's more white cities than black cities.
Right. It ain't
Because
really-
there's
right.
it's about 60-40 now, I believe,
Right.
as far as Americans. So maybe 50-50 in jail. But our
50,
people,
50 in jail. What?
because there's blacks and Hispanics, and there's whites and obviously the others. White people are in jail. There's plenty of white people in jail. You know what I mean? But we get put in jail more than anybody else. But that's not the point. You just said that. you
Because
basically just made a point to where they gave us a way out of slavery when we're still in slavery.
I didn't say that.
No, you did say that. You said they let us off the plantation. They created an underground railroad, so we shouldn't. You don't have to kill them anymore. That's ridiculous, sir.
I said to give us the illusion that we escaped. Because I was asking you. I was saying, did they?
Oh, so it was an illusion we escaped.
I'm asking you, was it? Because you saying what you just said. What I'm asking you is the Underground Railroad was designed to deceive us and feel like we just escaped to open up another chapter, or what do you? That's what I'm saying, because
I don't think it was deceiving
debate,
at all.
My debate was that the white man helped us, or the white women, the white man, the white people helped us out of the current bondage.
Those are pennies in the bunch.
Pennies add up.
Do they? According to what?
According to pennies.
So are there more good white people now than racist white people?
I believe it's some good white people.
Are there more than racist white people?
It's hard to say that. Because
of course it's hard to say that. And they wouldn't pick you over them. Even if they are good white people. They would never pick you over their own people.
Should I pick them over me, or should it be the other way
You should
around?
pick your people over everybody else.
So what's the problem with them picking their own people first?
No, I didn't say it's a problem.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to make it seem like we shouldn't do anything and there's no justice involved since they gave us the Underground Railroad.
I didn't say that.
That's what you just said, sir.
No,
you just told me that. I asked you should we kill them? Exactly. And you said no because they gave us the Underground Railroad.
I feel like the person that's responsible should die.
Every white person on this land is responsible. They're on stolen land, sir. Every last person that's not indigenous.
Then why we ain't just taking it back and with this stuff?
Do we have the means to do that?
Yeah, we do.
In what way?
We do. We just don't got the structure.
What means do we have?
Do
we have drones?
Tanks?
No.
We can get a drone.
Where?
Wherever they got drones, they got drones.
You're a liar. You playing the game.
You can't get a drone?
A military drone.
Oh, no, okay.
I'm not talking about no drone you just record stuff with. I'm talking about drones with missiles.
Well, I mean,
that they put over there in Syria and Iraq and Iran. No, we don't have that. We don't have tanks. We don't have sound weapons. We don't have any of that. We don't have 50 cal weapons, bro. What are you talking about? We just referenced about Black Wall Street.
Right.
We had our own system. We had our own cities all across America, and they got destroyed.
We didn't have enough security.
We don't have planes with bombs, sir.
We didn't have enough security. Whether it's planes with bombs, drones with lasers.
Even if we did have security, it wasn't enough. We were outnumbered.
No, the reason why people
outgunned.
The reason why people is quote unquote scared to take over their land or scared to take over what's theirs is because of security.
What security?
Security that you have to go against to take.
Who has security in America?
The military. I don't know.
Who runs the military, sir?
Say the white people.
Who runs the military?
The white woman.
Any white people.
Huh?
White people run the world, sir. Period. We don't have the means to do it.
So we on the devil's playground then?
Of course. The white man's the devil. It's just that simple. My point is...
But the white man came from black men, right?
Sure.
Are you familiar with the story with Akub? Yakub.
I want you to stop there, sir. I hope you're not going to say what I think you're going to say.
What's the reason you want me to stop there?
Because you're about to say some nonsense. He said Yakub. Are you talking about the big head scientist? You believe that?
I believe it could be some truth in it.
So they created a white person in the lab, or how does that work? Give me the story.
If a light-skinned person make a baby, and they keep doing it, the analogy, the how they saying it came about, it kind of makes sense that it could happen.
What does the big head scientist say?
Huh?
What's the big head scientist say?
What do you mean? What does it say?
How is a white? That's where you're going. How is a white man created?
By genetics over time. You do lighter skinned people.
Prove it. Can you prove it?
No, I wasn't prepared.
I know. You
if you look it up on the phone,
I already knew what you were talking about. That's why I told you to stop before you started because I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, but
I told you to stop.
If you look it up,
because I've heard we already know about that. That is ridiculous, sir.
Bro, they said that Yakub made the white man with the combination of a cat, rat, and a dog.
You believe that?
I mean.
Of course you don't.
No, I
Animals can't be mixed with humans,
that.
sir.
That's the first time I
But
heard
that's
that.
what they believe in. That's why I told you to stop. Because we've heard that before. We study all that. And it's nonsense.
Can fruits be mixed with other fruits?
It depends on what type of fruit.
So it can't be though.
No, what type of fruits?
That's spicy.
Like
You talking about splicing?
like I've seen stuff online where they take two fruits, put it together, bury it together, and then the tree would be like both. of them.
No, that's not splicing. That's not splicing.
That you can't do that. You don't think
We're talking about on a molecular level. Now, of course, citrus fruits can mingle and intermix, things like that.
Like for example, not specifically, but for example, they took a lemon and an orange. And
Yeah, those are citrus fruits, though.
And buried together, and now you got one tree. With
I would have to
lemon
see
and
that.
orange.
I don't believe it was just a
Buried
raw
together,
fruit.
no.
Like, I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
They'll pollinate.
Yeah.
They'll pollinate them together because they're both citrus fruits. You can do that,
Right.
and
but
then you'll get something closer
so
to
with
whatever
with
fruit.
some humans, you can fuck somebody, right? You can fuck somebody and they don't get pregnant, but you have sex with somebody else and they get pregnant.
But that's
So
different.
maybe it got.
We're the same species, though.
But how can you have sex with with one person and not get them pregnant, but you have sex with another person? And get them
Timing.
pregnant? Timing.
You know how ovulation works?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a small window that you have to impregnate the egg before the egg dissipates or dies. You familiar with that? That's just basic science. So that's why. If I time it wrong, till kingdom come, or some people have genetic issues. Some people have some.
Something with Aku, right?
No, absolutely not. Somebody made that up.
Oh, okay. I don't
You
know.
hear what he just said?
What?
He made a white man with cats and rats and bro. What? Come on, bro.
A cat, a rat, and a dog create. Yeah.
He made a white man with animals. You believe that?
I mean,
Oh, okay. So the white man is an animal, not human, not mankind.
just like I don't know. I mean,
But do you
You can have a baby with the white man. I mean, with the white woman.
right? You can't. I mean, yeah.
But they come from animals. Can we mate with animals?
They said we came from animals too. We came from monkeys.
You believe that?
Now he's playing.
You know what? It's all perspective. I don't see monkeys as being a bad thing though.
That's
I
not the
don't see-
question. Do we come from monkeys? Do we evolve from
I
monkeys?
came from my mama and my daddy. Whatever happened.
Did
before that,
mankind come from monkeys?
I don't know, brother. I don't
Why'd
know.
you say it?
I'm saying that's what they say.
The same thing Yaakov says. That nonsense. You know who says that?
Yaqub
The white
got-
man.
Yaqub said that. Well, according to the story, Yaqub, they kicked white people out of Africa first before.
That's
to
not.
the
No. How
Caucasus
they come
Mountains.
about?
That's how they came to the Caucasus Mountains.
I mean, sure.
No, they kicked out Yaqub, and Yaqub said, "I'll be back with an army." Then he went to the mountains and created.
White people.
Yeah, white people.
I read the
He
literature.
took a dog, a
I
cat,
read-
and a rat, and created a human
Okay,
species.
I read the
Madness.
I read the literature. 5% of the nation of God's on earth, or whatever the case
You-
may be.
No,
Oh, wow.
It came from the Nation of Islam, really.
Well, the nation of God's on
Yeah.
earth and the 5%ers or whatever they want to.
They
They, they believe in
associate
Islam, but
themselves.
they're a different form of
That's why I
Islam.
got, that's why I got that.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And it's nonsense. There's no science on that. It's impossible. Because we can't mate with animals, bro.
This is Yaqub.
It's impossible.
But, okay, but
Yeah, I've seen that before.
I read. I didn't say nothing about mating with animals though. In the
So you can-
literature-
you
in
can
the
put a-
book- in
see,
the books
thi-
that I read, it didn't say nothing about mating with animals. I
But
must
eventually
skip
we were
that
mating
part.
with an animal because they mix with animals, right?
I don't.
The white man comes from an animal, so technically we're mating with an animal.
I don't think so. I think the white.
But
I think-
white
I
people
think-
come from
I
rats,
think-
cats, and
I think-
dogs.
I think we all shades of brown, and the white people probably got the less melanin. But
They're mutants. That's what they are.
what,
But
what if-
you
what if-
started out by saying the white people come from black people.
what if we
Yes,
are
they
mutants?
do. I said that.
What
Yes.
if we are mutants?
No, we're not mutants.
You don't think white people can have a certain power that they're not tapping in with?
Now, sir, we're not talking about that.
I mean, that's
We're not talking about that type of mutant X-Men. We're not talking about that.
But
We're talking
where
about
did X-Men come from?
phenotype.
Where the
Sir, that's
idea-
made up. That's made up, sir.
It came from something.
Of course, it's a story.
You got people
It's
that's
fiction.
jumping out. You got people that's jumping out the gym. You got people that's faster than the whole nation.
Are
You
those
got
mutants?
People that's stronger than the whole, but it could come from somewhere though. That's what I'm saying.
That's just God-given ability, sir. That's God-given ability. Because they jump and come back down to the ground, right? And people that run fast, they eventually slow down. Like Usain Bolt retired. He's not fast anymore. He can't beat anybody anymore.
Making room for somebody else or something.
Exactly. Records are meant to be broken, right? So somebody's going to be born faster than him, but it hasn't happened yet. All his records still stand. Cool. He's a freak of nature. He's 6'5", running probably a 4.2, whatever. A 9.58 100-yard dash, 100-meter dash. Record breaking. Cool. But we're talking about species here. I agree, white people come from black people. There's no science that splicing and all that type of stuff. No, we're all the same species. They're just mutated. That's what I mean by mutants. They don't have melanin. They have stringy hair. They have dog hair. Their eye colors are recessive. Their genetics are recessive, but they still come from us. Period. That's all I'm saying. It's just that simple, brother. It's not about, some type of pouring beakers together and putting them in under a microscope. No, that's not how they created. Because if you believe in the Bible, you can't believe in any of that garbage. That's ridiculous.
Well, I didn't specifically say what I believe in.
That's not a problem. But you reference the Bible a lot today. And that's the focal point. We're really knowing.
I'm talking about everything, even with the Bible. You get I'll be careful with that too, though. But I'm not saying what I believe in. I'm saying what they say. So I'm just trying to get to the truth.
You're arguing for it, though.
For sure, I'm arguing, I'm debating for the truth.
Yeah. Okay. So what you're saying, throughout this dialogue, is your truth. Or are you just trying to argue against what we're saying?
I'm telling you my point, and you telling me your point.
So what you're saying to us is truth. Your truth.
And get the non-debatable truth.
So you believe?
Because I feel like as long as you can debate something to find a way out, it's not checkmate yet. Once you checkmate something, an idea or whatever the case.
But you didn't even know your argument that you said.
What you mean I don't know the argument?
You said something about Yaquab, and he referenced a point you said you never heard that before.
I said I've read the literature of it.
But you didn't hear what he said.
He said that, what are you talking about, when animals and stuff was mixed?
White people come from cats, rats, and dogs. That's the Yaquab standpoint.
I said I never read that. I read the literature, but I never read that part where it said that. I read the part where.
But do you agree with that, though?
I read the part where Yaqub was underground, and then he did whatever he did, and then the white man brung some monks. I mean, he brung the first stealing, lying, raping, and all that. That's when sin was created, and there was too much of them. This is what I read. Hold on. This is what I read. There was too much of them, and they was disturbing the peace of the land. So what Yaqub and his people did was they kicked the white people out of Africa and sent them to the Caucasus Mountains so they can have their own thing. And so when they built up and got their people or whatever, their population, whatever, and they came back down for what have been. That's the story that I heard. And that's where the slavery and all that coming down.
And that's out of the and that's out of the 5% nation, right? That.
Yeah.
They must have changed their what's it called, because the original.
I'm not a 5%.
Okay.
I'm just speaking on the literature.
Yeah. Okay. That's the literature that you got.
We don't gotta attack the whole group on that.
I know. I'm not attacking the group. What I'm saying is they must have changed the 120 on that because originally it came from the nation of Islam, and they believed that they all came from the moon. Yaqub was kind of mad about it.
Crazy.
Mad about something up there, and he blew up the moon, and part of it became the earth. Now later on, I guess he was born outside of Mecca, and
this is madness.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's madness.
And then, from what I remember, it was something like he was born outside of Mecca. What else? Oh, okay. So they're part of like a discontented tribe about the society here on Earth. Then went to the island of Patmos. It was just crazy, bro. Like, and he started a eugenics program up there, splicing.
When did he live?
6,600 years ago, or something like that. It's weird.
Crazy. Madness.